more so calling out that this is sort of the only mainstream third space out right now that people are dumping into that really wasn't meant to be used in this capacity and in this way, in this quantity, both on a social and structural level. Like, of course, there have always been big run clubs, that has been a thing, but not every run club has been big, you know? Like, there are the more notable, the more popular run clubs that are known for that. But seeing the increase in run club size overall on average, maybe let's find other third spaces to pour into as well. Like I said, a lot of these run clubs kind of liken marathons in their crowds. I know it's kind of a hyperbole because marathons have like thousands and thousands of people show up, but to have just merely 8,000 people on a random Wednesday pull up on a street is insane. Like, they shut down cities for these type of things normally. And I'm also saying that this whole trend can be a launching point for a lot of other third spaces, like trendy third spaces for people to organically meet one another. Like, if we were able to do it for run clubs one season, what's to say that we can't romanticize and make another third space that may be more appropriate for the dating scene to open up, like more options and spaces for people to organically meet one another, because having it all centralized in run clubs right now is just kind of overwhelming. And another thing, hold on, I need to stand up for this point. You remember that whole conversation online? Maybe you don't if you're not as chronically online as I may be. But there was like a whole discourse online about dating and like showing up places, being like, you have to find your partner in places you would already want to normally be. And like an example was like, why would you go and try and find a partner in a club if you didn't like going to clubs? Because then the partner that you find there is going to want to go to clubs and you're never going to want to go to clubs, so you won't be compatible. Like, go where you want to be and find people that have similar interests. If you don't normally like running and don't normally like run clubs, why are you flocking to a run club to find a partner? Because what happens when your partner actually does love run club? What if that's their bread and butter? What if they're actually fine and fine because they've been going to run club for years? Then what? They're gonna want to run with you, babes. You're gonna be signing up for miles of running a day, and it may be cute now and maybe like, oh my god, I'm gonna be so fit, I'm gonna be so skinny, I'm going to have this, me and Bella Hadid are gonna have the same shape. But think about this long term, babes. You're gonna want to be running forever. You barely like walking from your car in the parking lot to the grocery store, from your bed to your door to pick up your mail. Like, if you don't genuinely like running, why are you trying to find the love of your life at a run club? Right. I mean, unless you find someone that's also just kind of in it for the trend of it all and also doesn't like running, but also kind of likes being trendy and following things, then maybe both of y'all can really flock together. But like, girl, let's be serious. We need to find other third spaces. And I feel like there's a whole other discourse that's been going on online about run clubs, and it's specifically about the male side of these run clubs and dating. Like, I know there's this one creator who like made a bunch of TikToks about like finding your wife, and as a black man, he'd only go up to white women that were at the run club, blatantly looking over any other complexion of woman that was at that place. And to that and those type of people that are pulling up to run clubs for dating, that's just real shiesty and kind of rhymes with motherist. Well, that's just a tangent to the whole conversation. But yeah, overall, is it like a bad thing that people are collectively going out and running and being fit and also having intentions of dating on the side? I can't say it's the worst thing in the world. Like, people could and are doing worse. I just say that it's kind of weird that a lot of people are coming into this with the preconceived notion of dating and of courtship at a place that has typically been for community building and friendship and fitness. So if you're gonna go to a run club, be respectful, have some couth, and have fun. But yeah, that's honestly all I gotta say right now. I'm gonna turn the mic over to you. What do you think about this run club dating phenomenon? Do you think it is inherently harmful? Do you see nothing wrong with it? Or do you think it's starting to get a little sleazy / out of hand? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. Again, if you're new to the channel, then definitely subscribe, leave a like, and follow me on my socials at Emergency on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and consider hitting the join button to become a channel member today. But other than that, y'all, I've been Emergency, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
That's for later. I'm looking for a video to watch.
This is my hack for working smart.
Ew, an ad.
Let me show you how I use Monday.com to create a tailored...
Let's talk aesthetic restocking and organizing videos because these babies have been taking off in popularity. When looking up aesthetic restocking on YouTube, you'll find hours of compilations, often labeled as restocking ASMR, where people buy massive quantities of products, usually stuff them neatly into an aesthetic container, and then keep them there so that their house can look like a new age convenience store. And with more of these videos being churned out every single day, I think it's worth us stepping back to consider why we are so fascinated by these videos and whether they're arguably just a glamorized version of hoarding. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how these videos subconsciously signal status and wealth. Let's talk about the tension between utility and aesthetics and what role our psychology plays into that. And let's talk about how our urges for rituals can be channeled into something that doesn't feed into a growing culture of excess. Also, throughout the video, I'm just going to do some reviews and reactions, so if you want to be directly de-influenced by me on some of these aesthetic restocking and organizing videos, stay tuned. By the way, if you are new here, I'm Kara and I make videos on the intersection of money, media, and intentional living. And as many of you know, I'm really interested in talking about how to become a more conscious consumer and the way that being a conscious consumer can impact not only our finances but also our planet. If you want to see more videos like this topic, be sure to check out videos like Let's Talk TikTok Made Me Buy It culture and how FOMO culture keeps you poor. And thank you so much to my patrons on Patreon for supporting this channel. If you want to become a patron, the link is down below, and if not, no worries at all because we are diving in. So where exactly does this collective fascination with these videos come from? And I say collective with myself included because I 100% am fascinated by these videos and I find them oddly comforting to watch too. But why is that? I have a few theories. One being evolutionary. At the end of the day, we're animals who are wired to survive. Our caveman brains have no concept of Costco warehouses full of food that you don't have to hunt for miles or grow yourself. Our DNA can't internalize that no, most likely a pack of wolves will not be attacking tonight and eating all of my food. A spoiled rotund pet that's begging for my dinner? That's more likely, but not a pack of wolves. Evolutionarily, we're wired with a scarcity mindset in order to maximize our chances of survival. For our ancestors, that mindset kept them always seeking more, never satisfied with what they had because they're not guaranteed more. But many of us these days, especially those of us watching these aesthetic restocking videos, are not in such an unpredictable situation. We can literally sit on the couch and get everything we need brought straight to us, but our caveman brains don't know that. And so we continue seeking out resource acquisition, whether it's by buying lots of things for ourselves or scratching the itch of it by watching aesthetic restocking videos. Another theory that I think is layered on top of that is that of control theory. The Handbook of Behavior Change says that control theory, quote, proposes that behavior changes from moment to moment to keep perceived aspects of the self and world close to desired referenced values, a person's goals, standards, or ideals. Put more simply, we have this idealized version of who we want to be, and then we change ourselves to try to be more like that version. But what does that have to do with aesthetic restocking videos? Well, a lot of media is aspirational. We're inspired by the media we consume, whether we're trying to mimic behavior or use it as a warning of what not to be like. When we watch these gorgeously shot videos that show shiny new product after product tucked away into drawers and bins, we can feel a sense of control and aspiration. It may make us feel like we're moving closer to that idealized version of ourselves that is organized and always has more than enough. And that
Spock.
idealized version of ourselves, even if brief, might alleviate an anxiety we have within. An anxiety caused by feeling out of control or like we don't always have what we need.
So we are just going to place all the way around on the edge and we're going to work our way in. So you just keep stacking until you get to the top.
And lastly, I think that something called the symbolic self-completion theory is at play. This is a theory that we've touched on in past videos before, from my video on aesthetic subcultures to my video on haul culture, both of which you can check out in my video essay playlist. But the foundation of this theory is that we seek out and use items as a way
What does
to
his nose
reflect
look
and
like?
validate our own identity. Identity is a weird thing. It's meaningful, it's fluid, it's this thing that we struggle to figure out for some portion of our lives, and I'd argue many many of us struggle to figure out for all of our lives. Consumption is a huge part of identity formation. Consumption of media, of art, of travel, of education, and yes, even things like an army of scrub daddies. Honest question, how big of a mess are you making that you need that many scrub daddies? I kind of feel like at some point we're just watching a serial killer subtly show off their haul and we just don't know it. Anyways, consumption is a big part of identity formation.
There's
just
my
like
pencil. Where'd it go?
creating of relationships, art, skills, experience. And while I do think that consumption is very valuable, I do not think that all consumption is created equally. It's like how not all sweets are created equally. Some sweets are better for your health than others. Like how blueberries are nature's candy, they are yummy, they are sweet, but they also have a lot of fiber to help you poop on the reg, versus something like Sour Patch Kids, which are delicious, but they've got no fiber in them, and you are not going poop on those anytime soon. I'd argue that things like aesthetic restocking videos, just like haul videos or other internet trend videos that are fun to watch but hardly memorable, are a junk food type of media consumption. And how that translates to our symbolic self-completion theory is that when we use videos or practices like these to understand ourselves better and signal status to others, we're relying on transient and superficial elements to define who we are, rather than building a deeper, more sustainable sense of self. And this isn't just about watching the videos, it's also about partaking in the habits that they promote. The idea of fully stocking every aspect of your life, buying tons of trendy containers that'll be swapped out with the seasons, and possibly letting products go to waste in the name of aesthetics isn't good for anyone in the long run. Because yes, it's nice to be that person with the aesthetic drawer full of extras for any occasion. And it's nice to watch junk media sometimes. We all do it. But what I argue is not good is when we start letting that inform too much of our identity, of the person that we see ourselves as. Now, I want to be super, super clear here. I do not think restocking is a bad thing. I don't even think aesthetic restocking is a bad thing. We need to restock things in our lives. We need certain items in our lives to survive. So restocking, kind of essential. I've said this in another video before, but we are not SpongeBob, so we can't filter feed. And it is not a bad thing for things to look neat and pretty when they're organized. If anything, it's actually a big pro to have these designated spaces so you can better keep track of things, make sure you don't buy duplicates that you don't need, and it just reduces mental load. All very, very good things. And I actually think that there is a subset or aspects of this restocking internet trend that have really sustainable goals in mind. Refillable grocery stores are something I would love to see more of in the world, and there are companies that are successfully scaling sustainable restocking of certain goods. One such example I actually get to talk to you guys more about today because it is today's sponsor, and that is the company Blueland. Blueland sells eco-friendly cleaning products from soaps to tablets for your dishwasher, your laundry, and your toilet, all of which are made. Okay, so the world of aesthetic restocking has a lot of good to it, from the sustainable aspirations of restocking to just the real usefulness of having a stocked space. But there's also this tension between utility and aesthetics. When thinking about these viral videos that showcase aesthetic restocking, it's worth thinking about whether practicality or appearances are taking priority. Take a grocery restock video. I'd say for the most part, grocery restocks are very practical. I don't know about you, but I need food to survive, and when I go to the grocery store and I buy food, when I come back and I fill it up in my fridge, that's restocking. Though please don't look at my fridge, because right now I have some Tupperware with mold growing, which is not aesthetic, but that's beside the point. Either way, it's practical. And yes, do some restocking videos have people taking the food out of a container just to put it into another container? 100%. Is that wasteful? Arguably yes, but honestly, I'm not that concerned about it. If people are using the containers regularly, and especially if it's helping them reduce food waste by making sure they know what they have and that it doesn't go bad, I think that's great, because little known fact, I didn't know this for the longest time, but food waste is a huge environmental issue. According to the USDA, 30 to 40% of the food in the US ends up becoming food waste, which is really bad for the environment for multiple reasons. Curbing your food waste is actually one of the best ways to lower your carbon emissions, but that's a story for another day. So with this in mind, I would say, sure, be mindful of the containers that you're buying and make sure not to buy too much food that you can't realistically get through it all and you're not going to waste it. But if you are using the containers and you're not just swapping it out every season and you're reducing food waste in the process, I say go for it. To me, that is a great example of utility and aesthetics coexisting, with utility being the priority. But alas, not every aesthetic restocking video is like that. On the other end of the
Trying to make sure I
spectrum,
don't
we
smudge
have
it.
aesthetic restocking videos that seem to prioritize aesthetics more than utility, sometimes even at the expense of utility.
What?
Take the trends around makeup and bathroom restocking. It's like watching miniature Sephoras in people's homes, countless lip glosses and foundations. To be fair, the beauty industry does prey on people's insecurities and beauty standards to sell products, and I totally understand having makeup and storing makeup. I personally have makeup and I store makeup and I use makeup just like a lot of other people, but what starts to feel ridiculous when watching these restocking videos is the quantity of products featured. Variety is totally okay, but products expire, and it's worth us considering how realistic it is that we'll actually use up the products we're buying and storing, especially since we're living in a world of micro trends where many of our purchases are influenced by fleeting viral moments, meaning that whatever beauty product we stocked up on today might not be what we want tomorrow. Also, just from a financial standpoint, aesthetic as it might be to have basically a mini makeup bar at your disposal, it'll also cost you a very pretty penny. Bathroom restocking is kind of weird to me too, because how much bathroom stuff are people going through? I get toilet paper because we're all out here pooping, but guest bathroom restocking with 6 bottles of mouthwash, 4 micellar waters, 6 deodorant. I don't know if I don't host people enough, or when I do host people, they tend to bring their own products from home when they're traveling, but I genuinely cannot imagine getting through these products. Even if you gave me years and years, I don't think I would get through all of these products. But maybe I just have too infrequent and too unhygienic of guests. Maybe that's it. On an even smaller scale, we have these mini aesthetic-driven restockings for things like a Stanley Cup food holder. This is something I didn't get a chance to talk about in my Let's Talk Water Bottle Culture video, sadly. Some comments have called these food holders consumerism's final boss. And even though pouring your food into a floating bowl on top of your $40 water bottle can look kinda cool aesthetically, is it just me, or are these wildly impractical, or at least kind of awkward to use? Like, now you can't tip the bottle at all to get to you because that's gonna knock all your food over, and so you've got to do this weird robot bird motion over the cup and hope that you don't knock everything over. And maybe it's just because I'm a messy eater, but that sounds like a stain and crumb nightmare to me. Look, the thing with restocking is there's an implication to the word. You're restocking something, so there's this implied filling something back up to its natural former state. But it's worth all of us considering whether this is a half-truth we're telling ourselves. Is there a justified utility to the restocking? AKA, are we restocking just for the action of restocking? The topic that we've been skirting around this entire time is that of the culture of excess. If you've seen my videos before, you'll know that I often discuss, either directly or indirectly, this increased normalization of the culture of excess.
Wix gives you the power of AI to build the website you need, with full business functionality and a design tailored just for you. Customize every element of your website and watch your vision come to life in minutes. Control everything from the biggest tasks to the finest details. Personalized, optimized, ready to go live.
Eating in or dining out, both are rewarding with the American Express Gold Card. So are you in or are you out? With the American Express Gold Card, live the good life, indoors and out. Explore the benefits, credits, and perks waiting for you.
Whether it's through slave labor subsidized gadgets on Temu, the ultra fast fashion of Shein, or through trends like hauls, we're currently maintaining a tight relationship between shopping and entertainment. We internalize this mantra of, if I want it and I can have it, why shouldn't I? And this bleeds into the constant aesthetic restocking videos we see nowadays. I'd argue aesthetic-driven restocking is a good symbol of our overconsumption problem, where the emphasis is less on necessity and more on the visual appeal and thrill of acquiring new things just to have them. I point this all out not to be a straight-up hater. I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I think that these videos are really mesmerizing. I understand why people want to watch them and create them. And I don't think restocking is bad because we have to buy certain things. We need to restock certain things in our lives. So what I'm really picking on here is aesthetic-driven restocking, because I think that the rise and normalization of this aesthetic-driven content, it subtly shifts our values towards constant consumption. It makes it feel like a given that we should always have our drawers packed full of beautifully packaged products. And it can subconsciously have us chasing more when our own drawers don't meet that expectation. Side note about drawers and all these pretty containers we've been seeing, I have this theory or this belief or this motto, whatever you want to call it, that the more storage that you have, the more you are going to want to fill it up. So if you have bookshelves, if you have bowls, if you have a dresser, you're going to see that. You're going to see that gaping hole and you're going to be like, wow, I need to put something in there. I need to fill it up with stuff. Even if you don't have stuff, when you're out and about, you're going to see something that looks cool and you're going to be like, well, you know what? I have space for that. Which is why I personally, I try to avoid buying those kinds of things, because I know myself, if I just put a bowl on my kitchen counter, I'm going to want to start filling it up. And
This
I don't want
fucking
that.
cat
Anyways,
just
if I had to
climbed the
play
hell up my
armchair
body.
psychologist for a second, I would return to that idea of the control theory that we talked about earlier. Yes, I think trends like this can be used as a way to signal status.
Trying to
Like,
mix it
ooh la
so,
la,
like-
I can buy 20 different body scrubs at once. But even more than that, I think that we justify this excessive aesthetic-driven buying by assigning it a narrative. It's to be organized, it's for self-care, it's to prove to ourselves that we're responsible. And these narratives are a way for us to feel more in control. Because sure, we might have a toxic storm of a workplace or relationships, but you betcha we can control how many infused ices, individually wrapped face masks, and aesthetic glass jars of milk we have on hand. Speaking of which, I agree that the milk looks much prettier in the glass, but like, how are you supposed to know when it expires? Are we just relying on smell here? I think that people use these videos and these habits as a way to self-soothe. And I'm not here to tell anybody how to self-soothe, that is individual preference, but I do want to offer up a supplemental or alternative way that we might be able to do that. And that is to establish rituals for yourself. More specifically, rituals around health and finances. These rituals do not have to be complex or time-consuming, just simple, consistent practices that help us find that sense of control and achievement that we're looking for. For health, it might be as straightforward as dedicating time each morning to stretch or meditate or take a midday walk every lunch. For finances, it could involve establishing a ritual of reviewing your budget once a week or setting aside money every month for savings and investments. I know these actions may not feel as exciting or entertaining as aesthetic restocking. They definitely don't have the same ASMR appeal, but what they might be better at addressing is that desire for stability and control. They may help us feel more peace and clarity while also helping us move toward a more healthy and financially secure future. By the way, it does not have to be one or the other, aesthetic restocking or healthy rituals. I reject our incessant desire for this false dichotomy of everything. But if you are someone who loves the world of haul content and restocking videos and you just love doing that kind of stuff, it could be good to ask yourself why. Our current culture of excess needs to be examined by all of us, from the things we buy to the quantity to the media we consume, so that hopefully we can all become healthier, wealthier, and more sustainable versions of ourselves. But what do you think? Are you a fan of these aesthetic restocking videos? Do you feel like they subtly shift what's normal to us, or not really? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and if you want to see another video like this one, go check out my video on live shopping. I think you'll really...
They made another Winx Club? Besides the Netflix bullshit? It's interesting. Small entertainment.
With the fine-tuned nutrition in ProPlan Sport at PetSmart, your active dog will be ready for a lifetime of adventures. And right now at PetSmart, earn 5 times the treats points when you
at these prices as he slammed the profiters. See, so that goes against what I said about the praise. I mean, it makes sense. The fandom element of it all is fine. But, like, obviously they're not seeing the money from those sales, so I'm wondering if that's why he's upset more than anything. But it's worth noting that ever since coming to prominence as one of UK's first social media influencers to really break through thanks to his tie-up with European football body UEFA and football video games, almost everything KSI has touched has turned to gold. Like I said, From branding to boxing, merchandising to a fledgling pop career, KSI can hardly make a commercial misstep, and his popularity in a world of fleeting loyalty has remained enduring. Whether true or publicity stunts, the claims reflect the mania about the drink, and KSI appeared on network television to urge fans to be patient and not to buy at unfair and unethical prices. Makes you think a bit, because again, the frenzy, obviously that's good for them. Again, the secondary market sales, they don't see the money from that, you know? So it doesn't really matter what it sells at, but I can understand why they wouldn't want it to sell at that, because then that's just eventually going to breed animosity for the drink if people were buying it at those prices. We're seeing it right now with Ray Dunn. Like, you can only have that type of influence and control over people for so long, and so to burn out this quickly would be a misstep for the brand 100%. I never think you should buy a $120 energy drink because I think that's insane, crazy, unhinged. So I vote don't do it. If you need me to ship this internationally, I will try and do that. But hold on, let's mix these things because I'm insane. Commenteer's getting free promotional branding. Let's go. Should we do try and make a rainbow in order? I think they're all white. Yeah, it's all clear. Tropical punch, orange mango, lemon lime, blue raspberry, strawberry watermelon.
Oh, this move. Yeah, it didn't start over.
I think this could
I
just
hate when
be
YouTube
what's
does
on
that.
Google feels like a cult video. That's it. That's my intro. Hi, Mindy, watching Small Entertainment, and today we are talking about the new energy drinks from Prime by KSI and Logan Paul. And I'm gonna be entirely honest with you. I did not know KSI was at all affiliated with Prime. I thought this was just Logan Paul's thing. That's the only one I heard talking about it, and I've seen KSI and stuff. Until I saw a video talking about the marketing tactic that they're using to market this with using their fake friendship to market this. Do I think they're fake friends? I don't know. Not my point to judge. I don't really care that much. At the time of me recording this, Prime just became the official sports drink for the UFC. For some reason, making everyone forget about Logan Paul's involvement in CryptoZoo and how he allegedly owes millions of dollars to the victims. You can try and sue me, Logan. I don't think it would go well for you, frankly. It probably wouldn't go well for me either in the short term, but I think long term. In the long term, I think you suing me would be kind of hilarious. But really quick, let me tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Care Up. Care Up is a subscription supplement service that makes it easy to stick to a vitamin routine. Whether you're totally new to taking supplements, you're trying to be consistent, or you just are still overwhelmed every time you go to the vitamin aisle, Care Up is here to help you out. Go to their website, take their quiz, and they will help you find exactly what supplements and vitamins will be best for you. They'll ship you a box of 30-day supply, and all you have to do is pick out your pack. This is mine, and it has all of your vitamins for the day already portioned out. Each pack comes personalized with your name, and I make sure to keep my box right by my coffee maker, so every time I'm getting my morning caffeine fix, I'm remembering to take my vitamins. Here are all of mine. Two of what I'm taking is vitamin C and a probiotic blend for immune health, because I always get colds at the start of the year. If something in your life has changed, or you notice that maybe some of your needs aren't being met, you can retake the quiz and make adjustments. I knew about Logan Paul's involvement. Like, I had seen Prime for a little bit. I honestly just thought that he had, like, an insane brand deal with them. I did not think it was his. And again, I did not think it was KSI's either. So clearly, the marketing is, I'm not their target demographic. I work out, but I'm not like a hydration drink workout person. You know, I make smoothies. I don't go for Gatorade. But apparently, Logan Paul and KSI want to replace Gatorade. They want people to go for Prime. Honestly, the UFC move and becoming the official drink of the UFC is pretty smart. But anyways, today we are not talking about the hydration drink. No, today we are talking about the new, my chair's in the way, the new Prime energy drinks. Amanda, how did you get all the flavors? They're sold out on the website. Well, you see, I live in LA, and unlike the UK, people don't seem to care that much here. Like, I wasn't gonna make this video until I was at Target yesterday, and I saw an entire shelf completely stocked full, like none were missing, of all of these. And I was like, oh, that's a video. So this is a very impromptu, what's not a cult but feels like a cult, but also when I try to see I don't have to, because today, like always when I do energy drinks, we're gonna see if we can stop my heart. Why not? I've also made the mistake of already drinking 2 cups of coffee this morning, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, we're gonna do a taste test, we're gonna try them all out, and we're gonna talk about, you know, the manufactured scarcity, I guess. I don't know what's going on in the UK. The videos I see are insane, like crazy, like Black Friday last $400 TV levels of insane. On one hand, I will say that across the board from what I've seen, the UK creators and influencers that I have seen, whether it's a fight, whatever, their fan bases are much more, I guess loyal is the word. Yeah, because there are people who like Logan. I just don't know if they live here, you know? Like, I went to their fight, the second fight. I remember that crowd. There were people who were cheering for Logan, but like the KSI cheers were insane. Same goes with when I saw Austin and Gibb fight. Like, they did the fight here in the US so that Austin could bring the Ace family, and the few people that did show up were cheering for Gibb. I just think the loyalty for UK creators is just a little more rabid than I think across the US. Not sure why that is. I don't know if it's because it's, at the end of the day, the UK is smaller than the US. It could just be like a numbers game. So like the numbers for people that are there are obviously going to be more concentrated to the UK than say here and things like that, which your numbers are much more spread out. So it could be a bunch of different things, but I think that might be why the frenzies are happening overseas. That sounds so funny when I say it like that. And not here, because like I said, no one was looking for these things, but they're sold out online. 12 fluid ounces each can, 200 milligrams of caffeine. I'm gonna die. 300 milligrams of electrolytes, 0 sugar, vegan. Yay. I don't care about any of that. I'm not anti-energy drinks. I'll drink one when I need the caffeine, because I do have a caffeine problem, just not an energy drink problem. And so, yeah, but I've been drinking them a lot more lately, so we shall see. So this is the lemon lime. That's kind of a nice tart flavor. Hold on. Yeah, tart's the word. I'm close to saying sour, but it's not sour. You can actually taste the lime, which is nice. Not a ton of lemon, but I mean, normally when I drink a lemon lime thing, I usually get more of the lime, so that's not surprising for me. It doesn't mean it's not there. It just means my taste buds are annoying. This is from the haveringdaily.uk. People have been going mental for this drink. Just why is Prime Hydration causing such a frenzy? Is that a new headache, or did I already have that? I've only had like 4 sips. That can't be that. If I have an aneurysm on camera, can I clickbait that, or will YouTube get mad at me? Yesterday across Romford, shoppers took to the streets at the crack of dawn to queue outside of Aldi on the A12 and Aldi in Collier Road to buy the latest craze, Prime Hydration energy drink. As the stores opened their doors, eager shoppers rushed in to grab their drinks, and by just after 8 a.m., Aldi had sold out. The Havering Daily spoke to 17-year-old Alfie Holland from Romford to find out why Prime Hydration is causing all this frenzy. The drink has been brought.
It's like a
the
navy.
drink has been bought
pants.
together by 2 YouTube stars, Logan Paul and KSI. It was released first in America,
navy.
and then came to the UK, where it was first released in Asda in Watford and Asda in Leighton. It is famous because of the 2 YouTubers. For those of you unaware of who they are, Logan Paul is an American professional wrestler and media personality. Oh God. Worth billions. Logan Paul net worth. It says 245 million. Not a billionaire. Okay, you survived today. As long as you return all of the money to the crypto zoo people. Otherwise, we're getting the forks. They have combined forces to bring Prime Hydration energy drink to the world. I like how they say it like they cured cancer. Like, they have come together, combining their souls, their intellects, their knowledge, their millions of dollars to save the world with Prime. Yesterday we got to Asda 15 minutes before it opened and queued with everyone else there. It is mental, really. It is sold out within minutes and won't be restocked. It really is just a one-time buy. What do you mean a one-time buy? I should have taken a photo of all of these on the shelf. But I was not there for this. This was like literally an impromptu purchase. Well, this is Tropical Punch. Oh, that's nice. Wait. Trying to think of the flavor, because obviously Tropical Punch, but like, you know, Tropical Punch has a weird distinct red flavor that like you can't really place it, but it tastes like red. It kind of has that, but like half. Pretty good. I don't get the one-time buy thing. Are they just having a problem sourcing to the UK? Is that what this is? Could this all just be manufactured scarcity causing the cult-like following? Because I can see that happening with this. And then combined with like just already the loyalty for them, unless Is Logan Paul popular in the UK? My guess is no. Do you guys like him? I know I have people from the UK watching. You guys are probably making fun of how I'm pronouncing some of these words, but like, do you guys like Logan Paul? Because he's a bit of a joke here for most adults. Some people are like, yeah, he seems okay now, or whatever, and then, you know, they're reminded about what he did, and then, you know, you hear about the crypto zoo and all of that, and then you're like, I'm really trying to understand why you guys would like Logan Paul, other than like his involvement with KSI. What has he done that would make like the UK people like him? To be fair, I don't know what I've done that has made some people like me. This is strawberry watermelon. Kind of tastes like a Jolly Rancher a little bit. They are generally nice drinks, but people are going crazy for them. There's one shop in Hornchurch that is selling them for £15, and on eBay they're selling for £300 to £400. Why though? This is giving Ray Dunn all over again. By the way, Ray Dunn is over with, as far as what I can see, at least the frenzy surrounding it. So eventually this is going to get to that point. So whatever's happening in the UK is probably, I guess, the smartest way to sell over there, unless, I really want to know what the supply thing's going on over there, because here it seems like there's just too many. I've seen all these videos on TikTok of people who have family in the UK who are like, yeah, you know, we can't keep it on the shelves, and then they send a video of them here in the US at like a Walmart with like all of the Prime, and they're like, oh my god, what do you mean you have so many? And it's like, is it just easier to supply here to the US? My guess would be yes. Is it manufactured here? We created Prime to showcase what happens when rivals come together as brothers and business partners. Oh my god, give me a break. To fill the void where great taste meets function. We've been humbled through the process of creating a real brand and surpassing some of the biggest beverage companies in the world as underdogs. Okay. We'll come back to that. We always cherish the opportunity to show the world what's possible. Now that we're both fighting for the same team, we truly believe the sky is the limit. There's a joke there that I'm not going to make. I don't think that counts as underdogs when you have about 100 million between the two of you net worth. Could that be incorrect net worth? Yes, but also, let's be serious here. You guys have some scratched burn. You both already have built-in fan bases, which is clearly, I think, doing a lot of the legwork over in the UK, because I have not seen any of the marketing that's happening in the UK for this, so I have no idea what's happening over there. I can only attest to what I've seen here in the US, but, like, clearly, you didn't just like launch this and then now we're underdogs in the industry. No, you had a built-in fan base. This is like Beast Burger on cocaine. Like this is that's what this is, and it's fine. You can accept that. You can accept you have a leg up. Influence and clout is the new form of nepotism, and I think we can acknowledge that. Okay, you guys had clout backing your energy drink before you even started producing it. And that's okay to acknowledge. You can still acknowledge, like, yeah, we became major players in this industry without using the phrase underdogs. And someone's gonna be like, why are you mad about the phrase underdogs? Because it's stupid. Let's not lie to ourselves. It's not letting me find out where they're actually manufactured, but let's say it's not like the fandom and it's actually just scarcity, because that comment of like, oh, there's not going to be more, there's not restocks, makes me think they're having issues supplying to the UK, and that's what's causing this maybe.
That was my cat.
I don't know. But the reselling, that's what gets me every time. The resale value, $300 to $400.
Oh, there's water in that. I shouldn't do that.
$3.29 with bottle deposit fee of 5 cents. For each bottle. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6,
I
7,
never really
8,
like orange
9.
drinks, so. Orange mango, though, that might be good. Let's see. There's a lot of resale in the what's not called, but feels like a cold style of products that I've talked about. However, the resale market, the secondary market, if you will, usually does not impact the brand positively more than anything, aside from the cult-like following that it helps develop, the frenzy around the products, the frenzy to sell out original drops, because then you have the ability to make more money if you are going to resell them, versus, you know, not having to pay, you know, $300 to $400 for a can. God. Oh, the mango's much better. Barely taste the orange. Mango's better. This is orange mango, by the way. Sorry, I don't know if I presented that well. Before the Christmas holidays, kids were queuing up outside of shops in their school uniforms at 6 a.m. to get one of these drinks and jumping over barriers. That's how crazy it has been. Yeah, see, so I think it's the fandom, because I truly think that KSI and Logan Paul, obviously with their roots in social media, would know the value of the cult-like following around a resale market. especially with like everything that Logan has experienced with Maverick, with his merch line and all of that, and like the stealing of designs and reselling merch and things like that. Obviously they're not going to try and stop it, so it's smarter for them to kind of keep, at least for the UK. Here I don't know what you guys are planning on doing. Obviously the UFC is filling the market. I really want to know what your sales are in the US, because obviously we're seeing what's coming out of the UK, but here in the US, like I said, shelf is full. I'm just like inhaling carbonation at this point. uknews.yahoo.com. Madness as Prime Hydration Drink hits online market for over £100 in Northeast. Commenting on the price of the drink, one person said, "I can't believe adults are chasing these drinks and are willing to pay these mad prices. Enough is enough. People are queuing outside supermarkets for them and are paying over £100. Surely a line has to be drawn." I agree, random commenter. Meanwhile, another person added, "I can't understand this whole trend. It's mind-boggling that people can sell it at that price. But how can people be buying it at that price too?" But are they? That is always the question. You can list something for any price. I can list a lock of my hair for $500. And though I do think that one of you would do it, which is a little concerning to me, they probably would not sell for $500. No, seriously, if I did do that, please tell me you would not buy it. Blue raspberry. It's not bad. I just don't know how I feel about it. This one is the best, but only because I usually like tropical punch. This one's pretty good too, but again, I like Jolly Ranchers. Yeah, like I said, anyone can list those things at those prices, but it depends if someone's actually buying it. Are people actually buying it on the secondary market? Oh, doctor issues stark Prime energy drink warning. Guess I should have seen this before I drank all of them. This is from The Mirror, themirror.co.uk. Parents and children should be aware that Prime energy contains a huge amount of caffeine, which can have a detrimental effect on young people. Too late. My head hurts.
Trees are gray.
To be fair, I already had
trees are
a
gray or
headache
green
earlier,
to
so
shadow.
that's probably not from
I was
the
green. This green might be
energy
too
drink.
bright.
And I don't think. What many may not realize is that there are two products that are for sale: Prime Hydration and Prime Energy, and the latter should not be consumed by children under the age of 18. This is stated on the Prime website. The energy version of Prime isn't officially sold in major supermarkets in the UK yet, but smaller corner shops like the famous Wakey Wines in Wakefield. Wakey's Wines in Wakefield, has been selling them for $100 per can? I guess you're snorting Prime energy drink. Gosh. However, from April, they are set to be more widely available in the UK, and a doctor has issued a warning to parents and about children about the drink's high caffeine content. Prime energy contains a whopping 200 milligrams of caffeine compared to 86.4 milligrams in a Monster. I'm gonna need to eat like a fat bowl of pasta after this, aren't I? Because I'm not done. We are gonna mix them all together. There are a number of reasons my head hurts. Okay, yeah. So it definitely made it worse. Ooh, that's fun. You know, like a pulsing behind the eyes? Oh my god, no, pleads KSI, as Prime energy bottles sell at 120 pounds. Not many business owners go on YouTube to tell their fans to stop buying their products, but UK-based YouTube star KSI has just done that in a bid to quell thirst for his Prime hydration drink. KSI's pleas came amid an extraordinary craze after his and fellow YouTube star Logan Paul's $2.50 hydration drink was reportedly being sold at Wakefield UK liquor store Wakey Wines for over $120 a bottle. Meantime, a video posted online suggested a woman paid nearly $1,500 for a 12-pack of Prime drinks, prompting KSI to respond, "Oh my god, no." Unsurprisingly, KSI turned to YouTube to express his concern, and a video watched 6 million times. A clearly frustrated KSI urged fans to stop buying it at these prices as he slammed the profiteers. See, that goes against what I said about the craze. I mean, it makes sense. The fandom element of it all is fine. But, like, obviously they're not seeing the money from those sales, so I'm wondering if that's why he's upset more than anything. But it's worth noting that ever since coming to prominence as one of UK's first social media influencers to really break through thanks to his tie-up with European football body UEFA and football video games, almost everything KSI has touched has turned to gold. Like I said, from branding to boxing, merchandising to a fledgling pop career, KSI can hardly make a commercial misstep, and his popularity in a world of fleeting loyalty has remained enduring. Whether true or publicity stunts, the claims reflect the mania about the drink, and KSI appeared on network television to urge fans to be patient and not to buy at unfair and unethical prices. Makes you think a bit, because again, the frenzy, obviously that's good for them. Again, the secondary market sales, they don't see the money from that. You know, so it doesn't really matter what it sells at, but I can understand why they wouldn't want it to sell at that, because then that's just eventually going to breed animosity for the drink if people were buying it at those prices. We're seeing it right now with Ray Dunn. Like, you can only have that type of influence and control over people for so long, and so to burn out this quickly would be a misstep for the brand 100%. I never think you should buy a $120 energy drink because I think that's insane, crazy, unhinged. So I vote don't do it. If you need me to ship this internationally, I will try and do that. But hold on, let's mix these things because I'm insane. Commentators getting free promotional branding. Let's go. Should we do try and make a rainbow order? I think they're all white. Yeah, it's all clear. Tropical punch, orange mango, lemon lime, blue raspberry, strawberry watermelon. So that's a little over 8 ounces of energy drink. Oh gosh. I think it's mainly the raspberry that's coming through. No, it's more the mango. That's what it is.
I think I'm too used to drawing women.
This or my throat's gonna stop, isn't it? Like with all what's not a cult but feels like a cult videos. Is it that serious? No, it's just not. It's an energy drink. Eventually you will get some. I promise you. I do not think it's worth $1,200 for a case. I don't think it's worth $120 for one can. Usually I'm like, to someone it's worth that. No, I don't think it's worth that. I think that's insane. Wait, you'll live. Unless this is like a kid's thing and they're all like, I drink Prime. And it's like silly bands on campus, you know, where it's like, you're not cool if you don't have a Prime in your lunchbox. I don't know what the UK people do. Yeah. My head still hurts. I have to finish this before the end of the video, don't I? $3.75 is the most I would pay for a bottle of this stuff. Will I be buying these more? Probably not, but I don't drink enough energy drinks to like be like, I'm gonna buy a bunch of Prime, you know? It's not bad. The flavors were actually fairly good. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's all awful because it's not. It's energy drinks that taste fine. My head hurts so much. Oh God. I'm sorry, I was looking at the lens and I just like got tunnel vision for a second. Wow. It's funny, I say things like that and then people are like, but you keep drinking it. Yes, I'm a YouTuber. I do stupid things for views. Of course I'm gonna keep drinking this. I'll probably finish the rest of these today. Even though I have a whole other video I have to film and I really framed this terribly because I'm not gonna
I think it looks pretty good. I think I did great on his face. Look at that.
Anyways,
I
that's
think I
going to
did
be it.
great.
What do you think of Prime? Have you tried Prime?
On
Have you
here.
tried Prime Hydration? What do you think of the videos coming out of the UK? Do you also agree with me that it's not worth $120?
40 minutes.